Well, hello, crafters. Big D here. None of you are here yet, but that's all right. You'll be here soon enough. I'm Big D, and welcome to Taco Tuesday. I'm going to be talking, and I'm going to try and build. I've got a commission build for a friend that I'm going to be working on while we sit and chat. Oh, my goodness. Raina, it's good to see you, buddy. Hi, buddy. Ready to talk. Superfly, my man, how you doing? How you doing? As you can see, I am building some armatures as a commission for a friend, actually for a game store. The box got all jacked up, and so he wants them built, and they're going to sell them pre-built at a discount because they can't really sell them otherwise. So he asked me to whip them together for him. And being the lovely human being that I am and how much I love building figs, figured what's the worst I could do. Tina Raven, good to see you. Commodore, my man. How are you, sir? Good to see you. It's good to see all of you tonight. So yeah, building these as a commission. Like I said, no big deal. Ben, my man, Ben, good to see you, sir. Sorry I couldn't make it back on Friday. Things kind of got away from me. Yeah. You know, it's a problem. I walk out of there and my life just kind of goes, and I never get back. So I'm trying to get my guys built so I can at least play some Warcry with you, with my guys. I did not. Yeah, I saw your text like the next day. I'm like, I got home. I'm like, life happened. Yeah, I mean, dude, I suck. I'm the first to admit I suck. I really do. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like a boulder. When I'm moved, it's hard to turn around and come back. I admit it. It's a problem. It's who I am. I do love you though, man. I hope you know I do love you. I love you so much. I love you, man. I love you. I hope y'all know that. I love all of you. Good to see all of you. Thank you for showing up for Gamecraft Dragon Taco Tuesday tonight. If you're not a subscriber, please hit subscribe. Ring that bell. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell anybody you know the games. Come on in. Let's talk. I do project my disappointment on poor Commodore. You know what? Commodore is a good victim, so everybody appreciated that. What do we got going on here? Oh, right. Well, as you can see what I got going on here, I am between painting some terrain for a certain person in my audience and getting these quickly built up. I'm going to probably have these built by the time I go to bed tonight because that's how I roll. Yeah, please drop that like. I appreciate that. Give that like. Let people know that I'm quasi-entertaining, that I'm providing something of substance. I'm trying to get that subscriber count. I just need like 10 more to get over the 700 mark. My God, 700 subscribers. I mean, my goal is 1,000, but that'll happen in like 15 years because, you know, I'm a nobody that talks about nothing except the squats. Oh my God, I said they were coming out and they are coming out sooner than even expected. Oh my God, they might get out before guard, and that would be disappointing. If everybody's been paying attention to Warhammer community, the August miniature of the month is one of the Squatkin, one of their basic troops. Shit's not even out yet, and hey, we're gonna give you figures though. Oh my God, you guys are just assholes. What a tease. So I'm definitely gonna go get one Saturday because I'm playing a tournament at GW that day. I will get my figure. I want every one of you that is a friend of mine that doesn't want that squat to show up and get that figure. Give me. Because I would love you forever. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Squads are coming. But okay, so here's the thing. Squads are coming. Holy shit, they are gonna be doing. And the thing is, reveals are tomorrow. Man, this is gonna be a great week. This is crazy. You got the Nova Open reveals tomorrow. I don't know what time they're gonna happen because they always announce it in British time, and I'm an American and I don't care about other countries. Let's be honest. I shouldn't say I don't care. I do care about other countries. I don't pay attention to other countries' time slots. What time is it happening in Central? I get it even confused when they talk about shit on the West Coast and the East Coast. Because you know what? I'm Wisconsin. I'm a Scotty. I'm here in the Midwest. I need to know what my times are. I mean, yeah, kind of have to do math. No, I should. I really should. If you could check Toggy right now, I would appreciate that, buddy. Let me know. Let me know what time it is because I want to watch it. And they're like, I want those coins. I can see what I'm. Oh my god, I need one of those coins. Oh, I need one of those coins. Fake enthusiasm. Okay, here's the thing. I have real enthusiasm. If it happens at a time that I can live stream, I might live stream my reaction to it as it's going on and get everybody freaking hype because I'm excited. I mean, they said there's going to be major reveals for 40K, for Age of Sigmar, for Necromunda, and for Horus Heresy. They're not robots, they're British. It's close, but not the same. Man, if I could actually talk about it live, I freaking would, man, because I am just so hyped. I'm not gonna call me a fanboy, and here's why. I see fault in all gaming companies. I mean, I worked in the industry for 10 years, 15. I worked in the industry for a long God. I worked in the industry for a long time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of the ones that the Kirschbaum, the bomb, Mr. Bomb. So 7 p.m. for us. Holy shit, I might actually live stream it. I might actually live stream that tomorrow. What do you guys think? Should I tell my heresy guys I'll be there, but I'm gonna be late because I'm gonna live stream my reaction of the reveals? I don't know. I might do that. I don't know. Promise I got heresy tomorrow. I gotta think about it. That's a lot of thought. Oh man, that'd be cool. Maybe what I'll do is I'll watch it again after I get back and then do my reactions to it. Let's see what is going on. So let's back things up a little bit. Okay, so tomorrow we're already talking about we're gonna have the Nova reveal, which has major reveals on a couple major things coming up. And then there's things that sharp people have been watching, have been noticing. A whole bunch of guard things went in unavailable to order yesterday or Monday. They went during Monday. And GW does their website maintenance on Mondays. People kind of watch for that stuff. And a whole bunch, shitload of guard stuff went unavailable to order Monday. Now, normally, and almost all the items that went on unavailable to order are the stuff that's either getting new models that we know about or are common things that are going to probably get repackaged. We already know there's a bunch of repackaging going to go on because there's a bunch of that hasn't been repackaged yet. So the Sentinel went off, which is getting a newer model. Creed went off. The command squad went off. Both the command squads, all three, I should say, all three different command squads went off the site. There's a couple troop options that went off the site. There was a vehicle that went off the site. So there's a bunch of stuff that disappeared. It's an unavailable to order just suddenly on Monday. That's usually a heralding of a repackage, a reunit, and a codex drop. That normally happens within a couple weeks of a codex drop. So we're seeing the repackage and the codex drop happening. So Guard is coming really, really. Yeah, 3 command squads: the Cadians, the Jungle Dudes, and the Tempesta Science. All 3 command squads went off the site the other day. Went into unable to order the other night. Oh, Mr. Fish, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Hellchild, oh my gosh, good to see you, buddy. A quick see, real quick. Yeah, right. That's the whole thing. Like Scion troops went off, Scion command went off, and the vehicle, the Torox, disappeared off. Now we know there's getting car skin, which we're probably going to be a repackage of the Scions, because I mean, then they use the same. I don't know. Like I said, we know there's car skin coming. We know because we've seen the veteran guard of the Krieg. There is some concern, or I shouldn't say concern, there's some thoughts that we're going to see Krieg packaged as regular guard. We might see a command squad for them as well. So, are Scions old? Kinda. They're about, I think they're 10 years old at this point. It doesn't seem like it, but they're about 10 years old. They got rid of Scions. I mean, they got rid of Karskin. And then like a year later, Scion showed up. If I'm remembering the timeline right, I've been trying to look into it. They're a little more than just a couple years. I want to say, I mean, I could go quick pop a box and tell you. I think I got a box from over there. I can tell you the year on the sprue. Let me go look. I got them. I got some Scions over here. Where's that box of Scions? That's Arena. All right, I don't know where they're at. I gotta find them later. I will find them later, and I'll put it in the thing there. I wish I knew where they were, because I have literally a sprue of them. I can get the year off the sprue. I know I've got in there. I got the old kill team of them. That's technically Lady D's. Nine Chimera chassis, if anyone's looking to buy. Oh, God. Yeah, I have so many Chimeras. I have so many Chimeras. And now I have a 3D printer. I'll never need to buy another. I will have to buy new vehicles, but I've got 2 Vultures now. I have 2 Vultures. I have like 14 or 15 variations on the Lehman Russ. I've got 2 Hellhounds. I really want a 3rd Hellhound. But I can't justify getting a 3rd Hellhound because I would never run. I don't know if I'd run 3. I'd run 2 and then a squad of walkers. Let me see here. Yeah, it's $100 USD to get that coin. So, like I said, a lot of guard stuff went off on Monday. It disappeared into the ether. which is normally meaning they're going to repackage and or reset. And of course, you got the new stuff. Some stuff's getting canceled. There are models that people were unexpectedly just disappeared and are not coming back. Most interestingly, this week on the pre-orders, the Possessed went on pre-order, and I was looking at the models and I realized the greater Possessed models no longer exist. Now I knew they didn't exist as greater Possessed. They got rid of that troop slot, or they got rid of the elite slot, but they still had the models. So I figured, well, okay, if they're putting the Possessed together with the new Possessed, I knew the new Possessed were getting a new kit. They're probably going to put those sculpts in the new kit. They did not. Unless they're an option for pieces to swap around to, and it doesn't look like there is. I think that Shadow Spear era Greater Possessed, which I have three sets of them, so I have 3 of each of the 2 sculpts. They're not available anymore. So, and it's not that there's some great and amazing sculpt. They just went, screw it, we're going to do a brand new sculpt for them. So those got new. The new Possessed Cultists went on pre-order. I got a better look at them. I don't know that I'd ever run them, but they look good. And I'll tell you what, I would buy them and use the really messed up ones as Chaos Spawn because they look fabulous. They absolutely look amazing. I would use them as Chaos Spawn. I don't know that I'd ever run those kind of cultists, because the whole reason you want to put cultists in the list is to put something cheap to take up some slot to save your points for other good stuff. I'd have to go back and look at their stats. I don't really consider cultists very much. They're not something I look at. Speaking of cultists, they said something very cryptic yesterday, and I imagine we'll see something about it today. They did announce that the Gellerpox and the Star Striders are getting re-released with new stats and new cards and the whole thing for Kill Team. They're getting re-released, new boxes. They'll be separate boxes. You'll be able to buy them separately. They're probably going to be a bit more because they're bigger teams, but they're going to be available to play in the new Kill Team. They also announced the new compendium. The year-end compendium is already coming. I don't know if it's on pre-order yet, but they did announce it is coming. Now, the big thing about that with the Gellerpox and the Cludian Star Striders, they announced them just in time that the new pre-order for the new Kill Team set is going on pre-order this weekend as well. Now, I was trying to think where I was going with that because it's an interesting... They're going to be on pre-sale on Saturday. Excellent. One of the things I noted when they were talking about this was that the Chaos Guard, the Renegade Chaos Guard, they're going to have rules for them this week on Warhammer Community for playing them in Warhammer 40K. So that made me think. Are they going to be a type of cultist or a type of guard you can stick into a Chaos Marine list? Or are they going to be their own army that you can build guard around? Every army, every list that they put in a Kill Team, they've released as their own unit separately. Those guys came out of Blackstone Fortress. They're amazing sculpts. I love them to death. They're just guardsmen with chaos on them, except for the corrupted commissar and that big-ass ugly ogre. With all the refresh coming to guard and the new rules coming to guard, a lot of people are talking about, are they going to be add-on for chaos, or are we going to finally see the return of Chaos Guard? Now, I was talking about Chaos Guard a couple of months ago because way back in the day, like around the 2000s, early 2000s, there was an upgrade frame you could buy And there were rules for making Renegade Guard, and you could put Chaos Symmetry all over Guard. And there was a whole frame of Chaos upgrades to put onto your Guard vehicles and Guard dudes. But they were just part of Imperial Guard. So the question comes, are they returning their roots? I'm finding a lot of signs pointing to returning their roots because they have been going heavy into new stuff combined with, what's the word I'm looking for? Nostalgia. They put the Zote back into 40K. Blackstorm Fortress had a lot of return to old stuff from the very oldest days of Rogue Trader. The Euclidean Stars Traders are a Rogue Trader unit. They're literally a group of Rogue Traders. So we're seeing them flashing back to the roots. We've seen the SQUATS come back in Necromunda, and we're seeing their related brethren coming back to 40K, the Vulcan, which are basically the old space SQUATS. We've seen their vehicles. They're updated versions, but they've got the bikes with the guys on the back. They've got the whole 9 yards. We're literally seeing this return of nostalgia with all new takes on things. I wouldn't be surprised if they put these rules for using these Chaos Guard as, if you're playing Chaos Guard, this is how they're run in 40K, and you can build your army around them. And you can build a full Guard army using Chaos rules. Here's their regimental rules. And I know, Ben, I'm actually, be honest, I am super excited for you, Ben, because I know you love the Star Striders. I've got my Gellerpox primed and started painting them and just kind of set in a box. They've been sitting there for a while because I just never got around to working on them. And then I was starting to paint them, and then they ended the first era of Kill Team with that Necron and Heavy Intercessor box. And Kill Team's over now. And I was like, well, shit. No one's going to want to play a dead game. And then they released Kill Point 2.0. We're like, yay! And they didn't have the rules for all the armies. So I was like, so they got stuck to the back of they got stuffed in the back of the to-do list. Well, now suddenly they're getting re-released. They're getting new rules, blah, blah, blah. Whoa, I got to get them out and get them painted. I want to, because I love the Gellerpox. They're the grossest, most gorgeous looking figures I've ever seen. And Hellchild, yes, both. Why not both? Why not both? Voltan, Imperial Guard, run them both. They're both great armies. My God. This is honestly, anybody complaining about 40K right now is just wanting to have something to gripe about. Wanting to complain about Warhammer right now is just because silly. I've been looking at the new rules and looking at all they did for Warcry, and I really love the way they've streamlined parts of it, kept it very similar, very straight, similar in a lot of different ways, a couple of little tweaks here and there. They released all new rules for everybody. Went, boom, here they are for free. You can buy the book, but here's the free PDFs for them all. Thank you very much for playing along. There's extra stuff in the compendium, I guess, but it's not shit I need. It's like, I got everything I need right here. The terrain is amazing. I haven't bought a box, but because I'm going to build my own terrain for that set, because I've got a Savage board built. If you guys remember, I did a video about 2 years ago where I built a Savage Desert Gur board because they were talking about Gur years ago. So I built a Gur board, and I've got this Savage Fort to stick on there. I think it'll be great for playing Warcry on, so we're going to play it. I'm going to be playing Cadians. I'm telling you right now, Cadians are my boys. So I don't even care. Like, I have a figure. I don't actually own a Castellan Creed, but I have the OG metal commander / high commissar. like from back in the way back days. So I use him as my Castle and Creed when I'm playing my Cadians. But if you don't think I'm going to buy his daughter when they release that figure, you're insane. She's amazing. I want her badly. She is awesome looking. You do videos besides live streams? Not in a while. But I do. I have a new camera. I have the new software. I'm working on something. I got a couple videos half built. My life is busy. It's crazy how stupidly busy it is. I need to cut some things out of my life. I really do. I need to cut some things out of my life and dedicate more time to YouTube. But that would take away from my Warhammer experience. And you know what? I love me some Warhammer. You're building a new Warcry. Good job, dude. That's some good stuff. And it looks amazing. I saw somebody built it up and just painted it with contrast, and it looked great. It's such good terrain. You cut me, man. You cut me deep, man. You got me deep. You know I love you guys. Oh, God. Oh, I have so many things going on. And I want to get out of the house, and I get out of the house, and I get all these plans, and then I got, You know, I am too old for this shit. God, I got to get people living out of my house. I got to kick everybody out. Just be me and the wife. That'll be great. I don't have to worry about anything anymore. So, okay. So we got the big release. We got all the reveals going on. Valorac's been going nuts about stuff lately. Now, I will admit, Valorac's got some good spoilers. He's got a guy on, a lot of people suspect on the inside. The guy I got has been telling me there's a lot of shit coming. I mean, they're going to be pushing hard sales through the end of this year. There is going to be, I'm hearing there's going to be a lot more release of it, like a lot of releases for this year. Like, we're going to see weekly releases from this point forward, which is kind of crazy to think about. That because they normally like taper off and do like every other week or do, 2 a month, maybe 3 weeks in a month. So there's 5 weeks in a month. They only do 2 of them. And with they be maybe doing weekly releases because the amount of shit that they want to get out this year. Because we got the Guard that's going to come out this year. We got the Leagues of Voltan coming out this spring. Both Phase 1, Phase 2 is coming out later this. Well, we're going to have the release box, then Phase 1, then we're going to have Phase 2. This release box might come out at the same time or right around the same time as the Guard. Then we'll see Phase 1 later in the year and then Phase 2 in January. It's hard to believe we're already on September. I mean, September is 2 days. That's the last quarter of Q3. So there's going to be a lot of stuff in September. September's going to be jam-packed. And then you got fourth quarter, which is normally kind of a, they've got some releases. But I'm being told, like my guy's telling me that it's not going to slow down until Christmas. Like, we're not going to see a slowdown on stuff. Normally they stop, like really stop with new stuff. Like the weekend before Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, that's the last tip. I'm hearing it. We're going to see stuff through like the first week of January. I mean, the first week of December. Like, we're going to get a break for like 2 weeks. And then the holidays, and then January, boom, pop right back up. That's crazy. That is absolutely bonkers. Obviously, no word yet on Christmas boxes. They'll obviously have them, though we don't know what they've been I don't know what they're going to do with them yet. But knowing the way their pattern goes, I'm betting we're going to see an Eldar one this year. Obviously, we'll see a Marine one. We see a Marine one every year. We see one Xenos, normally one or two Xenoses. We got Orcs and we got Necrons last year. We got Orcs, Necrons, Guard Sisters, Death Guard, Mechanicum, Marines. I'm thinking I'm forgetting one. I got a quick go over it in my mind. Necrons. And Tau. We had a Tau one last year too. So we had three. We had Tau, Necrons, and Orcs. We had Guard, Sisters, Mechanicum. Did the Nids have a box? I don't think the Nids had a box last year. I don't remember. If they did, they did. I don't remember it. That would have been 9 boxes last year. Was there really 9 40K boxes last year? That seems like a lot. They normally do like 6 or 8. Well, here's the thing. So you're going by their same patterns. That probably means we're going to see Eldar or Drukhari in a box this year. I'm betting because they haven't done Eldar in a couple of years. We're probably going to see Eldar. Obviously, we'll see Marines again. So they did do 9 boxes last year. That's crazy. And that really makes you wonder who they're going to do this year. Because, I mean, Guard pretty much gets one almost every year, every other year at least. I mean, we'll see at least one Marines. We're not going to see Necrons again. They won't do that 2 years in a row. So that means you're looking at Eldar. You're looking at probably a regular, just chaos-based one. But then you got the World Leaders coming out right at the end of the year too. So gonna be kind of stacked up this year. Gonna be maybe with see Thousand Suns since they did Death Guard last year. Votem will probably not get one. They almost never release one the year they were. I mean, they haven't done a Knights one yet. So I'm thinking we might see a Knights one, honestly. I think we're going to see like a Crusader and a couple of like they'll do like a $300 box and put like 2 Knights and a couple of Armigers in it or something like that. My man, Mythos, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, it'll be interesting to talk about. I mean, I know this is super premature, and this is purely speculation at this point. But, I mean, it's always fun to start talking about because it's like, well, who just got the release last year, and now we're coming up on it. I mean, there's still, like, I know a few mom and pasta shorts that still have a lot of the Christmas boxes in stock. The Apocalypse box they did for Knights had the big Knight and 2 Armigers for $170. Like I said, I think if they pop it up to $300, they pop it up to a $300 Battle Force box. They put 2 Knights in there and then a set of War Dogs, maybe, or do a Chaos box. I don't know. It's hard to say. Knights are a hard one to do. What are they going to do? Put in 3 sets of Armigers and then there you go. Unfortunately, when your main models are either 170 or 140 single models, kind of hard to do a Christmas box for them. You're basically going to get a model and then a pair of Armigers. It's pretty much your only options to fit them in the $200 box range. So, and since those are supposed to have a discount, what can they do? Put in like a smaller size Knight and a set of Armigers and a set of War Dogs? Not very appealing. That's one of the problems with the Knights. You're not going to see a lot of box sets for them. they could put a little hat on them. I want to make a little doily dress for like a little Japanese maid dress for a night. Have it walk around. That'd be hilarious. I should make Lady D sew one up for one of my nights. Just have a night in an anime maid dress. That'd be hilarious. Especially if I can give them thigh highs and the little saddle shoes. That would be the best. Yeah, Mythos, talking about Christmas box, just kind of thinking about, what are they going to do? Obviously, again, we all know they're going to do Marines. They always do a Marine box every year. What are they going to do this year that'll be different? Spencer wants to make Catgirl Tau. You should hear Lady D. She's looking at doing Catgirl world eaters. Like meow. Blood for the blood god. Meow. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, man. I think it's wonderful. One paladin. Well, you get a pair of warglaives. Like I said, I bought the Apocalypse box, and they had the Castellan and a pair of armatures in it. So, yeah, you could put in the paladin and a pair of warglaives. You don't talk to me or my sons ever again. That would be kind of fun. I'd dig that box. That'd be fun. Yeah, and she's kind of messing around with the idea that she'll either do the world leaders in their regular colors, or she's honestly thinking about doing them in Hello Kitty colors, which I think would be absolutely freaking hilarious to do them in white with pastel pink and pastel yellow details on them, and then splatter them with blood and gore. Just be like, ah! I think it'd be hilarious. Yes, that's not a bad idea. You bring up that idea. I still think the funniest, when you bring up Toy Story and 40K, I still think the funniest thing I ever saw was Andy bringing home a new box of toys, and it's a box of Slaanesh demons, and he leaves the room, and everyone's like, oh no. Well, hello. We're here to say hi. just absolutely terrify those poor toys. You and me both, Ben. You and me both. She's busy painting. She's busy doing stuff. She's actually busy. She's just not focused on any one thing. She's been doing a lot of writing lately. She's actually writing a book, believe it or not. So she's just a woman of many talents, and she's very busy. And we have a lot of time that we just spend sitting together and talking about stuff. I'll be working on something, and she's sitting there writing. So she really wants to play. She wants to do stuff. She is setting up, and I think I got approved, an Armies on Parade type contest in November up at the GU and Mech one, where you're setting up a 2 foot by 2 foot diorama of your best painted figures and tell a story with your diorama. But they're doing it in 3 different categories. There's going to be a historical category, a fantasy category, and a sci-fi category. So people can use different models because it's not just limited to 40K. So it'll be interesting to see. But she just got that approved, so that's coming in November. There's an entry fee for it because there's actual prize support, but that'll be cool to see. I'm going to probably try and get in on that. Lord knows I can paint a little bit, but I can do terrain. I might even put up an Imperial Fortress to put on there. Shut up, Commodore. So, what else is going on? Well, we got Nova. We talked about that. What's going on? Then this weekend, again, we got a whole bunch of new releases coming out. I'm playing in an official tournament at a GW store on Saturday, 2,000 points of Word Bears. I was in a tournament last week, not this past weekend, but the weekend before. I think we talked. We weren't here last week. That's why I'm like, why am I not stumping on things? Because I wasn't here last week because I was out of it, man. So I played in a tournament a week, not this past Saturday, but a week from this previous Saturday. I went 2-1 with my word bearers. Faced Knights in the first round, smacked them around. Faced Tau in the second round, got shot off the table. Faced Tau in the third round and eked out a win. High point scoring on both sides. I managed to scrape out a win. It went pretty well. Like I said, shut up, Commodore. Yes, I want to get that done. Oh my God. Like I said, I want to get some videos done. I want to get some stuff done. I want to put some content that's not just me babbling at you, even though this is some of my favorite content because I get to talk and interact and pretend that I care about life. And no, seriously. I like the live streams, but I mean, I should be want to produce some content for y'all. Nova, I think Nova itself starts on Thursday. Check-in starts tomorrow night, which is why they're doing live stream tomorrow. I think they're going to have a lot of conventions have the day before the full convention. They have like a check-in and they have like an opening ceremony type thing the night before. And I think Nova actually does theirs the full night before. Like Gen Con, I know, does it on Thursday. They do their opening ceremony on Thursday. And like when I used to do Capricorn and WisCon, they always did them on Thursday. But they were only a Friday. WisCon did it on Friday, but they were a Friday through Monday convention because they do it Memorial Day weekend. But they would do it Friday night. No, they did Thursday night. They did because they would do Thursday. They would do Thursday night opening ceremony, and then they'd run all the way through Monday. And then Capricorn would do opening ceremonies on Thursday night, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday was the convention. So I think Gen Con's gone to the Wednesday. Ben, you know you were there. Did they do an opening ceremony for Gen Con on Wednesday, or did they do it on Thursday? I got called into GM. Thursday, so they did do it on Thursday. Okay, so they did it on Thursday. So I believe Nova is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but the Nova preamble ceremony is tomorrow evening, as I understand. If it's not, then G-Dub's just kind of putting the cart out there for they're going to do. I mean, they're kind of partnered with Nova now. I mean, Nova's a big deal. You got called into HR. No. That's terrible. I don't want to be that guy. People are too soft these days. Trying to get people going. Rah, rah, rah. Sometimes you got to find what motivates them. I don't know. I've been called into HR once in my career. And the person that complained about a half dozen of us. And we all kind of looked around like, what are you talking about? Sometimes you do. I mean, that's more common with children than it is with adults, but, you know. We were going to a company picnic. And people were driving us in groups. And we were in one van of people. And we're using the company vans. And one of the team leads was going to drive us over. And the manager's like, no, I'll take this team over. And it was very surprisingly, and just because he wanted to get over there right away, so he wanted to be the one to take us over. It was what we found out later. But we're like, oh God, why is he jumping in with us? We already looked at each other. It's the manager. Oh, we're all being let go. That's why he's taking us as a group. And that was a joke between a bunch of us. We were joking about it. And apparently one of the people that was in the vehicle at the time was under report with HR for underperformance at work, and reported everybody in the car that was joking about it as harassing her. And we're like, we were joking amongst each other as a joke because of how insistent he was about it. And HR dismissed it, but it was just like, are you kidding me? So sometimes people just get all about the dumbest things. I am not a boomer. You will not call me a boomer. I will stab you in the eye with something Gen X would stab you in the eye with. My God, I'm an X. I am not a boomer. I have a screwdriver, and I'm not afraid to peel your flesh with it, you freaking millennial, you. Look here, you bearded freak. That is not the case. I get pissed about that, not for real with you guys, but I do get pissed about that only because I know boomers that I am related to. And it's really funny because there's a number of my cousins that are boomer adjacent. They're literally Gen X starts at 65. I have a cousin that's 65. I have one that's 67, one that's 65, and one that's 63. Born years. They're literally boom, boom, boom. But all three of them are very Gen X in mentality. Even though one of them is boomer adjacent, one of them's technically a boomer. But if you refer to her as a boomer, she gets pissed. Oh my God, she gets pissed. It's like, don't lump me in with those people. But it's funny because she's really close with my sister, who is definitely in the boomer age, but they're really super tight. And they're like, So it's weird, and I'm not going to get too much into it because I don't know. I don't want to get into the too bad about it, but there are some times that boomers make me kind of go, no. So that being said, anyhow, let's talk about more fun stuff. One of the things a lot of people are hoping for, and I absolutely doubt it. I absolutely 100% doubt it. But I've heard people screaming about it, that we're going to finally see them talk about or release the Cursed City expansion that they finally said was going to come. I don't believe it because there's been absolutely zero talk about it in the professional end of things and in the industry end of things. But I don't want to say it was Novo, but I want to say it was Adepticon a couple years ago, where they announced and showed off an entire new line of figures that they had barely rumored about. So I don't want to say. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be definitely big guard announcements. I think they're going to announce. I think they're going to officially, and because they showed off some of the models and they showed off some of them blurry pictures that they were pissed about. I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna do a full reveal of all the new stuff that's coming. I think that's the big thing we're gonna get for 40K. We're gonna get the blast. We're gonna get the guard on absolute blast, and we're gonna see them probably real soon. And this is gonna be the big announcement for guard. That's absolutely my thought on that. We're going to see the big announcement for guard. The Age of Sigmar, because I did mention Age of Sigmar, is going to be the other big reveal. They just did the Lumineth box, the Lumineth and Tzeentch box. So maybe we're going to see, oh, here's the codexes, which isn't that big a deal. We know it's coming, but we're going to see it. I think we'll finally see it. The new codex for both those two new sets. Quick point for Ben. I'm a little excited about Lumineth. I don't know, just a little. But I wouldn't hate it if the Krieg did. I would not hate it if the Krieg did. I'm not a big fan of the catechins. I know some people are. The problem is they produced a whole bunch of limited edition catechins over the last 2 years. And all those special models they produced. So I would think that they're not going to remove the catechins. They're still one of their more popular regiments. I just honestly think they need to go with the guard. In a dream world, in a world where I get everything I want, I would like to see them do for the guard that they did for the Marines. And they actually go, catechins. Yeah, exactly. That's the big thing. Yeah, and that's what I'm looking at. I want to see them do for the guard what they've done for the Marines. The guard are the second most popular selling line of 40K models. Marines are definitely number one, but guard are very definitely number two. I honestly think it's time that they invest the money in it and go, okay, look, catechins, Cadians, Vestroyans, Talarn, Krieg, and just give them their own models back. When they were all in lead, or I should say all in pewter, they had their own lines. I think it's time to re-release those lines. It's not that hard. It's a couple extra kits. Especially since they're going to the we're not stocking everything in the stores anymore model. Like, a lot of their kits are not being stocked in stores. You've got like basic kits, iconic kits, and then upgrade packs. And that's going to be the big thing in stores from this point forward. If nobody's noticed this, you should take a real close look at, if you have a GW store, notice how the stock's rotating and what's rotating out. You're going to see, like, for Age of Sigmar, Battle Line, new releases. And as soon as the new releases are gone, they're not going to reorder them if they're not Battle Line. If you want those things after they're gone, you're going to have to order them. Iconic figures, like big guys, Baneblade, Lord of Change, Necron Monolith. Those are the ones, the big dudes, those you're going to see. And that's about it. You see troops, HQs, and then iconic kit. for guard, you'll probably see, and because you're going to have the you have the vanguards for Age of Sigmar, and they start the what do they call them? The Battle Force boxes, and that'll be the big push. I think we're going to see the stores crunch down what they actually carry in them, even more than we're seeing now. Yeah, Tower big. Thought Tower number 1. No, Tower not number 1. I mean, I love Tower, but they're not their best-selling models. The Marines are far and away their best-selling models as far as 40K goes. I was looking at some of the numbers. It's like Guard. It's like Marines, Guard. I want to say Eldar, Chaos, like General Chaos Marines, but that's fallen back off. That fluctuates, and then whatever is the current newest book always comes up behind in all those. But like Guard and Marines don't move from that number 1 slot. They're just too ingrained in players. Marine players are guys that want every Marine unit, and Guard players are like, well, need more bodies. Time to go buy a couple more boxes of Guard. It's funny when you see really dedicated Guard players, and they've got like, I've got 400 dudes. That's like 8 points, right? You know, they don't care. You know, they don't care because it's a Guard. They want to be able to put a parade of army out there, and I'm just as dumb about it. I mean, I'm the first to admit I've got one of those the German foam box kits. That's nothing but just dudes. It's just dudes. It's like, I think there's like 150 guys in that box. Because I've got my special weapons teams in there. I've got my basic guard. I've got my command guard in there. Everybody's just dude on a 25 millimeter. They're in that box. I think it'll be interesting. I heard some complaints. The new Demon Codex that should be dropping, it's already on pre-sale. The start collecting, I should say, the Force box, the Battle Force box for it. It's specifically a Cornate box. So if you're not playing Cornates, you're screwed. Hopefully you find a store that still doesn't start collecting boxes. I don't really care. If I play demons, I'm going to play Slaanesh, and I've got more than enough freaking Slaanesh guys to play them. I don't know. I don't like playing demons really that much in 40K. I mean, I guess I could say the same thing for Nurgle, because I've got plenty of fat boys demons for Nurgle as well. I've got a full, hey, look, I got plenty of dudes for Nurgle. I don't know. I don't really enjoy playing. I don't really the whole demon thing. There's so much controversy over right now as it is anyhow, because they're getting invulnerable saves, or they don't have invulnerable saves. They have armor saves and demon saves, which are different than invulnerable saves, because that which goes through invulnerable doesn't go through them. That's a permanent save. It just kind of goes back and forth. We have too much armor, so we make more AP. Now you have too much AP, so we're going to get more invulnerable. Well, we're going to have too many invulnerables. We're going to have things that go through invulnerable. And so we're going to give demons that have demon saves that aren't invulnerable. But they're just like invulnerable, except if you can't go through them. They're always... What? Come on, guys. The hell? Ping pong is what they've been doing all game long this edition. They come up with a hammer, and they come up with a shield against it. So they come up with a spike to go through that shield. And so they come up with a fork to block the spike. And so they come up with a bigger hammer. And so now they just put up a wall. It's like this escalation is just the next thing they're going to have a weapon that doesn't, you don't roll to hit, or you roll to hit, but when you roll for wound, it doesn't do damage, it just does mortals. And then the armies that can shrug mortals are better against them. So I'm not going to call them mortals. They're going to call them warping wounds, which are just like mortals, but they're not mortals. So you can't feel no pain them off or stuff like that. Yeah, it's nothing new. I mean, I kind of want to, I don't know what, I want to see the book. The thing is that demons, the whole thing was that people used to play is that they have all these different kind of demon types, which to me doesn't make any sense because the demons don't like each other, much less working together. So you'd want to have it one entire army of the same kind of demon, which is why they had start collecting for demons in all 4 flavors. Now they don't have that. They just have the one corn box. We are not impressed. We'll see. I mean, it could be fine. It could be fine. I mean, my corn players that I know, Lady D, they're kind of excited about it because the idea of playing corn demons appeals to them because they want to just, they want to paint up some figures and then just kind of go nuts with blood for the blood god and just kind of hose their figures down with them. I don't know. She's weirdly violent. Lady D. Shan-nan-nan-nan-nan-nan. For those of you that are local. Yes, Ben. Yes, she is a corn hobbyist. Well, yeah, and Angron is coming, and she is so excited for that. I mean, she painted up a Bellacore for someone else, and she was super excited for that. And now she kind of wants a Bellacore for herself. And she was able to get herself an Avatar of Cain. She wants to paint up for herself. Although she doesn't really play Eldar, she just wants to paint him because he's a gorgeous figure. And then she now has both versions of Magnus the Red because she has both the resin version for 30K and the plastic version for 40K. And she's excited about that. And I'm working on a trade of a bunch of Harlequin stuff I have lying around for somebody to get a bunch of Thousand Suns so that she can have some Thousand Suns to play with because she really likes their aesthetic. But she wants to get Angron and his Angry Boys and do cat girls that are covered in blood and Hello Kitty murder kittens. So, murder mittens, murder kittens. Corn cultists. Yeah, I saw that. He literally sat there and just kind of gauged it for size and everything. And I think that's hilarious. And at the same time, it's just kind of like, I have such mixed feelings on that. And I can't even really tell you why. It's like, I don't mind printing figures as proxy. I guess that's where it comes from. I don't mind proxy figures. I don't mind printing proxy figures. But I've come to appreciate proxies that are someone else's take on an IP, not an exact duplicate. And maybe that's a change in mentality that I've had from in the past, but it's definitely a way I feel now. I love printing. I love printing proxies. I love printing alternate minis. I love printing alternate minis that I can mix in with my existing plastic army, and they look like they fit in, but they're not the same sculpt. So you can go, oh, that's one of those. It looks cool, but it's not exactly one. That's all right. Like I've got some definite printed Tau that don't look like Tau. They look like Tau, but they don't look like the same model. I've got I've got a proxy storm surge that does not look like a storm surge, but it's very obviously has all the firepower and the size of a storm surge, which I really dig that. It's the reason I like Creature Caster. They have unique models. It is very obviously what they are proxies for, but they are proxies that are original art. They're not an exact duplicate. And I think that's maybe where my mindset comes from. There's a guy that I'm getting figures from right now called Atlan Forge. And they do amazing figures. And you look at these figures, go, that's a Marine. It doesn't look like a regular Space Marine, but that's definitely a Space Marine. I get their group. They're called the Asgardians. I just got the Asgardian Einkajir, which are very obviously Wolfguard Terminators. They don't look like Wolfguard. They're unique sculpts. They're very unique sculpts. But you definitely go, oh, that's a Wolfguard Terminator. But it doesn't look like a GW Wolfguard Terminator. It doesn't look like a Wolfguard. It doesn't look like a GW Wolfguard. It doesn't look like a GW Terminator, but it's very obvious that it is inspired by both of them. And I really, really love those models. But I really love Wolfguard Terminators, and the idea of printing complete replicas of them gives me a little squick. So I don't know how I feel about it. And yet there's other models I'm not bothered by that by. Like basic troops. I just need troops for an army. I'll buy like the big dudes, but like I just want to fill in some troop slots. I just need a couple extra dudes. Let me print a couple guys. Boom, they're in there. Oh, I got my guys now, and I can do my thing. I don't know. So I don't know how I feel about them actually making an absolute duplicate of Angron. It's just like, that's like a premier figure that's going to be probably figure of the year next year for coming out this year. And they're basically going, we copied you. And I don't know. And I don't like it. I don't like it. And the easiest way to get around that is not printing one and not supporting the guy that came up with the sculpt. Printing bits to change sculpts, I think is amazing. Printing bits, printing different heads. I found some amazing different kinds of heads. I've used them to alternate and fix up a bunch of models. I printed out some alternate weapons because I didn't like the options they had for some of the melee weapons I had. So I don't mind printing bits. It's just completely making a picture-perfect copy of a model. If you're going to do that, do some originals. Why I like, one of the reasons I really, really, really like, what are they called? Raging Heroes. It's very obvious what their models are a spin-off of or very related to, but they're very definitely their own sculpts. It's like, hey, these are easily proxy, but they're their own models. So, and it's all and I'm not going to judge anybody that does it either, because I don't care, because it's not me. And that's a big thing that I find when people talk about what their morals are, what they believe in, what they don't believe in. I think a lot of times, especially when it comes to gaming, politics, and religion, I have this belief, and therefore it is the right belief, and everyone else should do what I say. No. Other than don't cheat and don't be bad to people, those are the only things I think need to be inflicted on other people. You have different politics than me, I have different politics than me. You have different gaming likes and different gaming ethics than I do. Other than the don't cheat, I don't care. They're not my models. I'm not paying for them. I'm not putting them. I'm not putting the effort in. What you do for your models is your business. I don't give a shit. Point blank. But I know some people get all about it. So your mileage may vary. You're not wrong, Hellchild. You are not wrong whatsoever. You know, and that's the thing, Tog. That's the other thing. I see what you're saying about the MWG CSM sculpts as being their original. I just think they're way too freaking busy. That's why I don't like them. They're like, God, these things are just like, I don't even want to try and paint this thing. I like look at them and my brain hurts. It's like, what the hell is going on with this figure? When me, who loves painting Nurgle stuff, which is busy as hell, looks at MWG's Chaos Marines and goes, the is this? Yeah, and that there is like, I am not into trying to paint that. What else we got going on here? So, what is going on in the future? Let's talk about what's going on next. Okay, so this weekend we got a tournament. We got the Nova opening this weekend. We're going to see a bunch of releases. I don't talk about the meta for competitive right now because, oh my gosh, it's really healthy. It's the healthiest it's been probably since 5th edition. I mean, basically, it's a bunch of rock, paper, scissors. Knights are really good. Against some armies, they really suck. Necrons are really good. Against some armies, they really suck. Nids are really good, except some armies, they suck. Chaos Marines are really good, except some armies, they just fall apart. Same for Tau. Same for everybody. There is no I win button out there. Now, there are within some armies, there's one build or one or two builds with very little variation. Necrons, I'm looking at you. But like a lot of armies are right now like you can play just about anything as long as it's good models. There are very few, this is what I play. Perfect example, you look at Tau, like right now, there's like 3 major wings of way people are playing Tau to win. There's a massive crisis suit influx where people just spend all their points on crisis suits and just try to go all in on that. There's another build that relies on like 1 or 2 hammerheads and then troops and stealth suits, and then drop in like 1 or 2 big pieces, like either a small group of crisis suits, or in one case a freaking what do you call it, a riptide. The list that I got crushed against in the tournament, he was running a pair of their flyers. I don't remember if it was I think it was the bomber he was running, which everybody's been talking about for months. That the bombers, the Tau planes on a whole were just not very good. And he just absolutely surgically wrecking people with those airplanes. He came in second. And the only reason he lost by 2 points for taking first place from Grey Knights. And the Grey Knights are played by probably one of the best local players around in that tournament. I mean, I'm thankful I didn't run into him because he would have just absolutely wrecked me 7 ways to Sunday worse than that Tau player did. Hey, Skymax. Yeah, Sunshark Bombers. He ran in with a pair of Sunshark Bombers, and honestly, I'm playing my Word Bearers. And turn 1, I go first, which I don't want to do with my army because I'm a very heavy melee army with a couple of very, very well protected but very specific high volume ranged weapons meant to basically pin somebody down until they can get to the melee and then rock them with melee. And against Tau, it just didn't work. He ran in his 2 flyers and just surgically went, those range things are gone, those range things are gone. Oh, and I finally got a line, so I'm going to take my Riptide and my tank, and I'm going to get rid of all the rest of your ranged weapons. And at the end of his round one, I went first. At the end of his round one, I literally had no ranged weapons other than bolters with a longer than 12-inch range. At that point, I had 4 Meltas, 4 plasma pistols, and then some bolters. And that was it. All of my big guns were gone. He just all my guns just tore them right off the board. And then he just sat back 30 inches and went, that's gone, that's gone, that's gone. And by turn 3, I was tabled. He just literally was able to just completely take everything I had off the table. His Riptide just ruined my day. And I can't even complain because he was so chill and such a really nice guy. I had lunch with him beforehand. He's just a really nice guy, but oh man, I don't ever want to play him again. God, he just I mean, the most chill. I mean, just you got to picture like the most chillest. Hey man, how you doing? Yeah, hi. I'll be playing you today. Yeah, it's cool. I like your minis. That's a cool paint scheme. I like how you did your bases. Yeah, that's my tile list. You play tile, right? Yeah. This is what I got. Yeah, the Sun Shark Bombers. I mean, what you're not going to be familiar with. The big things they can do this. Yeah. You know what these do? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, let's roll up some dice. Let's go. I mean, that's literally his whole attitude the whole time. He is just like, he is like a half step away from being a stoner hippie. He was just so cool. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to roll 10 dice here. All right. And then I'm going to reroll these ones. Okay. Yeah, and those guys are all deleted. You can do your thing. But yeah, they're all dead. I'm just like, God bless them. Yeah, it was, man. But it wasn't even. It wasn't even that harsh. He was just like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna move this guy here. He's gonna go here. All right, I'm gonna take my shots. Roll some dice. All right, I got 6 hits. Rolling ones. I need 3s. All right, we get 3s. Okay, so you got that many. Your save is this. Okay, and I roll. I failed 2 of them. Yeah, it's 2 guys. He was